I am getting ready to go ride in a 1929 Travel Air, and I can't wait. I am so excited. This is going to be the most fun thing ever. Clear. Hi everybody, it's Ramona Cox, Sky Chick of Sky Chick Adventures, and I am here at Brackett Airfield. I'm actually here for one of the display days, and one of the aircraft on display is this 1929 Travel Air. We're going to talk to Keith Kasuth. He has an amazing story in regards to this airplane. Tell us about the history and your involvement.
Well, my history started with this plane last June. I got a call from Rod Magner, the previous owner of the plane, and he asked me to come look at the plane. He knew I was hunting for a Travel Air, so I went up to Orcas Island where the plane was, and I knew right away it was the right planes. And then I took the plane apart to know everything about the plane and put it back together. For my test flight, I flew it to Florida and met with a friend there that had a Travel Air, and we took the Travel Airs apart and shipped them to England, and from there we flew them across to Belgium and through France, Italy, and the southern shore of Greece to meet with some other people that had vintage biplanes. It was an amazing adventure then, and now I've got the plane back to the U.S. and I got set up to sell rides in it, so I've been giving a lot of people the experience to enjoy flying in an open cockpit biplane, and just the smile on people's face when they get in the plane, you could just tell it's amazing, and the smile doesn't go away when we get on the ground. That's all they could think about, though, is the experience in an open cockpit like this. I also plan on going on the next Vintage Air Rally if I'm picked. It will be on March 1st, 2018, and it starts in Ushuaia, Argentina, and will end in Lakeland, Florida at Sun and Fun. So,
And what engine is that?
it's a Continental. It's a 670 cubic inch, 220 horsepower. So it's enough power, but not a lot.
Right.
So
right.
You still got to be careful.
What was your cruising speed generally?
Our cruising speed is about 90 miles an hour, sometimes less, depending on the winds. But yeah, there was times that we barely were moving 60 knots across the ground. So,
really?
But most of the time about 75 knots, so close to 90 miles an hour.
And what do you burn an hour?
I'm lucky this one is set up really good, and I can get at cruise, get the burn down to 10 and a half, but in extreme conditions you're using a lot more, but I still don't burn 12 and a half. So
okay, well that's good. And fuel's not easy to get in Europe. They're
No.
probably bringing in barrels and everything else.
Everywhere we went, there was 12 drums waiting for us, and we had to most of the time transfer the fuel with the hand pumps, but at least the fuel was there. And with that to consider, we had to fill the plane up to the max each time, so that didn't help on the performance trying to get the plane off the ground with full fuel, but it's the only way to make it to the next destination.
Stop, right.
So
you did the Vintage Air Rally in Europe. There must have been some harrowing moments, because I know Europe weather can be kind of sketchy. Tell me about that.
yeah, October months and November through Europe is low visibility, so a lot of fog that we flew through, and going through some mountain areas was intense. But even further on in the rally, through Egypt with a lot of dust storms, low visibility with dust storms, and Sudan, across the Nubian desert, low visibility, landing places in the dark. We hope that we would have been there before it got dark, and the legs were long for planes this slow. So even different things that were intense were high density altitude flying. Kenya just started getting very high density altitude conditions, and some of the planes didn't make it. A steerman actually crashed, but beyond that point, going into Tanzania, there was a chance to be able to land at the Ngorongoro crater rim, and not everybody wanted to do it, but I did. So my other friend with the Travel Air, we stripped our planes down with everything that we didn't need at the Mount Kilimanjaro airport, and then we headed up, and we made it up to 9,000 feet, found a hole in the cloud, and got down, found the crater, and landed on the rim, which the actual airstrip was at 8,000 feet. So I was kind of nervous, but once we did it, and knowing that the next morning was going to be cool, we got off the ground, and the plane performed pretty good.
So if somebody would like to fly in this aircraft, how would they contact you?
I have a website, barnstormersbiplaneRides.com, or go on the website, and all the information is on there, or just stop by Chino. I'm based right by Flo's Airport Cafe.
Okay.
So
love that place?
Yeah, it's great.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Keith.
All right.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Here we are, Brackett Airfield, the airport days. Thank you, and over and out from SkyChickAdventures.com.